against the Litchfield Cowboys, 12-4 coming into this game. It's a big game for the Chiefs. Matt and I are quite excited. We don't know what kind of crowd we're going to get. Hopefully a nice crowd. What's at stake tonight, folks? Well, I'll tell you. The Chiefs can pull off a victory. We'll move into a second place tie in the Berkshire League. However, if they lose, we'll fall back to 5th place in the Berkshire League.
Yeah, it'll be really crunch time for the Chiefs tonight. Only 3 games left in the season after they play this game tonight. The final game, which will be another big game against Housatonic. But it's a must-win tonight for Nonnewaug. They've got to bring their A game. They've got to be prepared to battle with this Litchfield attack.
With a little more on tonight's game, here's Q Lee. Q?
Well, thanks a lot, Peter, man. I have to talk to some guys earlier today, and they have told me that they're not worried about the games they have left in the season. They want to be focused on tonight's game and beat this tough Litchfield team. Well, if they want to beat this Litchfield team who's 1 game ahead of them, they sure have to be ready and focused. Back to you, Pete.
Alrighty, thank you, Q, for that. Tonight is not the second meeting between the Chiefs and the Cowboys. They lost to the Cowboys on the road earlier this season, 49-35. In a disappointing game for the Chiefs, Russ Stutzky sacked the majority of the second half. The Chiefs weren't hitting their shots. Nothing was going down in that game. The Horrigan brothers, the twins for Litchfield, really played good against the Chiefs in that loss.
Yeah, tough game for Nonnewaug. Anytime one of the big players isn't playing, isn't in the lineup to run the offense, it's tough to score points. Yes, they got a lot of bad bounces, but I think the big point of this game is that Russ and Greco are better than Sean and Connor Horrigan. So the 2 backboards, they're advantage to the Chiefs.
Another advantage the Chiefs will have tonight, they're going to get junior forward Scott Nolette back from injury. Scott missed 2 games against OWT in Cherryville with a deep bruise on the arch of his foot. The x-rays were negative. Scott's ready to play tonight. And that's going to be a big plus for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Scott Nolette back, hurt his foot up at Gilbert, as you guys know. And with Scott back in the lineup, that's really going to give Nonnewaug one of those explosive players to make big plays against Litchfield tonight.
They didn't need Scott against Cherryville, who they beat earlier this week on the road Tuesday. The score was 55-49, the Chiefs winning, improving to 11-5, Matt. The halftime score, the Chiefs were up 27-19. However, the Kangaroos pulled close. Started the 4th quarter, Chiefs were only up by 1. But some great clutch play down the stretch by Russ Stutzky, going 6 for 7 from the free throw line in the 4th quarter. Russ finished the game with 8, leading the way for the Chiefs' Kyle McInerney with 11 points.
Yeah, like that Cherryville game, you're going to need to have Russ come up big in the stretch down this game. I have a feeling this game's going to be close, right down to the wire. And it's funny, Pete, I was talking to Mrs. Stutzky, Steve Stutzky, Russ's dad, before the game, and he said that Nonnewaug kind of went through the motions in that Cherryville game. And I think that that's okay. When you go through the motions and you still get a win, I think that's really important because you kind of get the kinks out, especially before a big game. Look for the Chiefs to come out red hot tonight.
Definitely, this is going to be the first time in 3 games the Chiefs are going to have their full lineup. Scott Nolette out with that injury. The game against Gilbert, Matt, we talked about it before in the OWT broadcast. They really got intimidated early. Scott Nolette going out in the 1st quarter. How are the Chiefs going to improve their play from that Gilbert game tonight?
Yeah, what's really good about the Gilbert game is every time, what a good thing to take out of it is that sometimes you need to get your butt kicked in order to just keep your head on it, not to get a big head. I think the Chiefs might have been getting a little excited that, wow, we're having a winning season for the first time in a long time. And it's good that Gilbert kicked our butt a little bit. What's even better is that we're still right in the hunt to finish 2nd place in the league with a big win tonight. And Nonnewaug needs to beat Litchfield.
Now, you're right, Matt. I tell you, if you really think about it, folks, this is a comparable season to the boys' baseball team last year. Chiefs have a chance to finish 2nd place in the Berkshire League, which would be a great job for the Chiefs. You can see the Chiefs behind us warming up. They're excited tonight. Hopefully a big crowd on hand. Talk about the excitement throughout the school for this boys' basketball team, Matt.
Well, at the end of school today, I saw Kyle McInerney walking down the main hallway saying, come to the boys' game tonight. So the boys do know, like Q said, what's at stake tonight. And look for them to come out and play hard. I know that they want it just as bad as everybody else wants them to get it.
Alrighty, folks, let's give you a glance at the Berkshire League, the league the Chiefs play in. In 1st place is the Gilbert Yellow Jackets with a record of 13-2. They had a big win this Tuesday against Housatonic, 76-57, up in Winstead. 2nd place in the Berkshire League with a record of 12-4. The Hoosie Mountaineers, they lost to Gilbert. Tied for 2nd is this Litchfield team. The Chiefs are playing tonight at 12-4, excuse me. They beat Lewis Mills 72-58. Tied for 3rd place are your Nonnewaug Chiefs with a record of 11-5. They beat Cherryville, as we said before. And right tied with the Chiefs, the Northwestern Highlanders. They beat Thomason 80-59. And really, was a devastating loss for the Golden Bears, Matt.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for Thomason, but he really said it at the beginning of the year. This was going to be a close league. It's really shaping up to be a spectacular finish here, so let's hope the Chiefs can take advantage of these next 4 games.
Matt, you talk of a spectacular finish in the Berkshire League. Please tell the folks at home on NETV's pregame some of your opinions on how the season's going to go down in these last 4 games throughout the Berkshire League. The standings are right there, man.
Well, I think the most important thing is that Nonnewaug just plays hard, tough basketball, plays their best. As for Litchfield, I really do think they're going to get beat tonight by our Chiefs, and then they're going to suffer another loss in their next game and get knocked out, maybe finish 4th or 5th in the league. I look for Northwestern to really finish up strong, led by John Canoli and Housatonic, just to play the regular basketball they've been playing the rest of the year. So I look for it to be Gilbert, Housatonic, Nonnewaug, and Northwest as the top 4 teams in the league.
Yeah, definitely. And folks, let's remind you again, after tonight's game, the Chiefs have 3 games remaining. 2 at home, including senior night, which is always fun, and the final game of the season on the road versus the Housatonic Mountaineers in what could be the biggest game of the season. What's at stake again? The Chiefs win tonight. They move into a 2nd place tie in the Berkshire League, and if they lose, they'll fall back to 5th place, Matt, behind Northwestern.
Yeah, like we said, just to wrap things up, big win, big game for the Chiefs tonight. They need a win, and the most important thing is after tonight's game, even with a win or a loss, they have to beat Chicago and they have to beat Lewis Mills, and then finish up the season at Housatonic. So really 2 must-win games tonight and Housatonic, but you got to focus on what's first, and that's tonight against Litchfield.
And also what you can't focus on, not as a player, but as a fan, if the Chiefs do solidify a 1, 2, 3, or 4th spot in the Berkshire League at the end of the regular season, they will host a first-round Berkshire League tournament game, and with the Berkshire League tournament semifinals and finals being here at the Edward Salem Gymnasium, that could set it up for a nice 1, 2, 3 win sequence. Chiefs winning the Berkshire League tournament here at home in our final year broadcasting basketball. That would be great.
That's something that all teams shoot for, is to get as many advantages as they can. Finishing in the top 4 in the league will bring all 3 games to the Chiefs, however far they take in the Berkshire League tournament here at Nonnewaug with their fans, and I think that's something that really plays a factor in who's going to win the BL tournament.
Alrighty, folks. Q, Matt, and I are very excited for tonight's game because it's probably the biggest game in about 4 years here for Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. This has been the NETV pregame show brought to you by the Casablanca Excellence in Non-Linear Digital Editing. Once again, Matt Pilato, I'm Peter Ventresco. We're going to be joined by Q Lee a little later. Thanks for tuning in to NETV's pregame show. Nonnewaug and Litchfield coming up. Matt Bernard, Kyle McEnany set to jump it up at center court. The Nonnewaug crowd, as always, a late arriving crowd, Matt. We made a plea on the morning announcements for kids to show up on time. However, once again, we're going to have a big crowd, but they're going to show up late, Matt.
Yep. Let me turn this up a little, Pete. The Woodburyans always showing up late for the games. Just part of the lifestyle.
No hesitation, Jeremy Greco takes it strong to the bucket. First 2 points of the game for the Chiefs. Nice tap won by Kyle McEnany there, Matt.
Yep. Kyle's going to be a key factor in this game, Pete. They're really going to need his presence down low. They're not going to be able to rely on their outside shooting to win them the game. They're going to have to get pressure inside and look for that to come from Simon and Kyle, along with Leon Martin off the bench.
Foul called against Sean Krasinski. Matt, are you surprised that Scott Nolette didn't start tonight?
Oh no, I think it's just a precautionary action by the coaching staff of the Chiefs. Want to kind of get the game going before they pop Scott in there, let him get a look at how people are playing and what he notices is he's going to take to the floor when he gets out there. Maybe he sees a weakness in the zone, and him being on the bench and being able to look at that is an advantage just to start the game because you get to see how the flow is and what kind of impact you can make when you get in the game.
Litchfield with the ball right now. Navy blue and white trim. Nonnewaug with white and royal blue trim. As Connor Horrigan hits the shot to tie the game up at 2.
Pete, I don't know if you discussed this when I was reading the announcements, but I noticed that there are 5 seniors that start for this Litchfield squad. So, definitely an experienced team.
Kyle McEnany hits the jumper.
Let me tell you, that's a lot tougher shot than it looks like, especially in a game, a big game like this where your adrenaline's running. A lot of times you'll be a little long on a shot like that, but Kyle did a good job staying composed, up and down with the jump shot.
Simon Hunt always involved in the defensive end, kicking the ball there. Sean Horrigan gets it into number 24, Brian Tullock. Connor Horrigan, 4th point of the night. It's on a smooth jumper.
Nonnewaug doing a good job breaking the press, excuse me, Pete.
Two minutes into this game, we have a tie score at 4. Once again, folks, live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball.
Connor Horrigan, Pete, scoring all 4 points for Litchfield so far.
Matt, we're still waiting to see Scott Nolette get into the game for the Chiefs.
Still with the warm-ups on.
When Scott checks in, it'll be his first action in about a week and a half.
No.
Kyle McEnany in and out after the nice feed by Jeremy Greco.
Well, let's hope we don't have too many of those tonight. Those are easy baskets we want to be able to make. Tough shot for Kyle. But need a little luck, Pete. Need those balls to sit down in the cylinder.
Mismatch between Jeremy Greco and number 24, Brian Tullock. That's about 2 inches on Greco. Let's see how that affects Litchfield's strategy early on this first quarter. Connor Horrigan taking it out, calling the plays. Matt Bernard slapped away by Kyle McEnany. Here comes Jeremy Greco. Slips on the floor, gets it out to Russ Stutzky for an open 3. Good. 7-4, Chiefs lead.
That's something the Chiefs are going to have to look to really use tonight is Russ from behind the arc. You notice there that Litchfield defense was caught a little off guard. They all committed to Simon, who swung the ball cross court. The zone wasn't able to react in time. Russ had himself a nice jump shot for 3.
Litchfield can't answer, and Hunt controls.
Gets us to Stutzky. Stutzky surveying the court. Litchfield in a man-to-man to start off the game. 4:19 to go, first quarter. Both teams starting off very strong. Sean Krasinski fouled. Nice move to get open. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, want to make as many free throws as we can, Pete, especially in what we figure to be a real close game. Free throw is going to be a big part of it.
Right, Matt. Last night, Syracuse, number 4 team in the country, losing to Louisville on the road. Syracuse unable to cash in on their free throw attempts. Very well could have been the reason they lost that game on the road. Anytime you're on the road and you get more free throw attempts than the home team, you should win the game. Syracuse losing their second game of the season. Krasinski, 1 for 2. 8-4, Chiefs lead.
Well, I think the Chiefs doing a good job on defense right now, Pete. Really keeping Litchfield out of the paint. And that's the last 2 times on the floor, they've shot 2 jump shots and have not converted on them. In the NBA, those are high percentage shots, but not in high school basketball. So I think the farther the Chiefs can keep Litchfield away from the hoop, the more successful on defense they're going to be tonight.
Just a side note, folks. The JV team for Nonnewaug won again today, increasing their record to 16 wins and no losses. So only good things to come in the future for Nonnewaug basketball. Brian Tulloch with the foul.
Number 24, Peter, Brian Tulloch, a starter for Litchfield, has 3 fouls already.
3 fouls, and he's replaced by number 44, John Pechota. John, another senior.
Good pass by Jer.
Krasinski unable to hit, and already 4 early fouls for the Cowboys. Once again, folks, thank you for joining us in ETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. Matt Parlato and Peter Ventresco along with you tonight, as Litchfield wants to talk it over, down by 4.
Well, Nonnewaug coming out strong tonight, like we thought they would. Looked like to be playing with a little bit of intensity, and I think that's good. They don't look too overconfident. They don't look cocky. Looks like they realize the job that needs to be done,
right,
and that they're going to do it.
Chiefs taking a definite, serious approach tonight. It's funny with this Chief team, you can really tell how they're going to play when they start the game off. Like against Northwestern, you could tell it was going to be a long night, but tonight already, playing strong.
Well, Nonnewaug's an up and down team, Pete. We need them to be up for this and the remaining 3 games after that for the season. So,
right, like Q said on the pregame, they can't take Chapag, Lewis Mills lightly.
Nope.
They got to look to play strong tonight as Sean Krasinski throws it out of bounds. First turnover of the night for the Chiefs. Here's Pachota with the ball. Sean Krasinski with his 2nd foul on the night.
Yeah, tough foul there on Sean. Nonnewaug doing a good job of keeping Litchfield out of the paint, really denying them that inlet pass. As you see right there, they squeezed that one in, but there were 3 Nonnewaug defenders around that pass.
Traveling call on Matt Bernard. I thought Sean was going to get his 3rd foul there. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Nonnewaug with that 8-4 lead. Jeremy Greco losing the ball. Nonnewaug's 2nd turnover of the night. Matt Bernard putting it on the floor. Finding Pachota, open jumper, off the mark.
I don't mean to criticize anybody, Pete, but that was an ugly looking shot from Pachota.
Yeah, Pachota putting it up. Oh, but there he is, wide open. Nonnewaug defenders nowhere to be found. 8-6, Chiefs up.
Oh, man. Tough call. Russ did knock the man over, but looked like when Russ went in the air, he kind of slid underneath him and drew that charge. But Pete, the rule is that once an offensive player leaves their feet in attempt to score a basket, if a defensive player slides in and draws contact, that is not a charge. That's a blocking foul on the defender.
Tie game as Matt Bernard hits 8-8. Then he comes down the floor and gets the block. End-to-end play by number 30, Matt Bernard. Russ Stutzky off the mark, and once again, Nonnewaug not getting the bucket to fall.
You can see Bernard really wanting to shoot that ball in the corner, but that would only be good news for the Chiefs, Pete, getting their big man to shoot some three-pointers.
Litchfield has a game in hand on the Chiefs, only playing 15 with that 11-4 record. Bernard tips in his own missed shot, and Litchfield gets its first lead of the game with under a minute to go, first quarter.
Russell taking the ball up court with the left hand. Some nice dribbling skills there by Stutzky.
Down low, Simon Hunt off glass.
Well, a lot of layups we've missed tonight, Pete, already. That's 3 layups.
That was the problem with the Chiefs game against Litchfield on January 7th, where they lost. In the first half, a lot of their shots that were easy buckets were missed.
Well, percentages are that you will make those shots. That's a charge right there. Percentages are, Pete, you'll make those shots, so let's just hope they fall for the Chiefs later on.
There's Simon Hunt down court, puts it on the floor. Good. Oregon's gonna have to throw it up at the buzzer, off glass, no good. And at the end of the first quarter, Chiefs and Cowboys tied at 10. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna go to Q Lee with Pete Mackey on the court. Q with a little interview. We're gonna try to get that for you. Q.
Well, thanks a lot, Pete. I'm here with the fellows Nonnewaug High School student, Pete Mackey. How you doing tonight, Pete?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
What do you think about the game so far?
I thought Nonnewaug is playing. They're getting hurt on the defensive boards, but I thought they took some good shots.
Now, what do you think about the rest of the game here? What do you think they have to do to win this game tonight?
I think they got to keep up the defensive pressure, keep pressure on the Horgan twins. There's some pretty solid ball players. They just got to keep up. They're taking good shots on offense right now. They're just a little weak in the transition defense and offense in the boards.
Last question. Valentine's Day is this Monday. Do you have anybody special you're spending time with?
I don't have anyone planned. I don't have anyone specific in mind yet, but maybe.
Yeah, I see you.
Scott Nillette enters the game for the Chiefs, Pete.
Alrighty. Thank you, Q, for that great interview with Pete Mackey. Once again, the score tied at 10-10. And Matt, some of the things Pete said have been very true. The Horgan twins are going to have to look at the rest of the game here.
Yep. I still think that Greco and Stutzky have a better backcourt than the Horgan brothers, but I think that Pete's best point was the transition from offense to defense and from defense to offense. Nonnewaug really not getting back set in defense in time. A couple easy hoops there by Litchfield. Well, Scott Nillette enters, Pete, what I said before.
Also entering for the Cowboys, number 21, Corey Giordano, a freshman with the ball right now. It's going to be interesting to see with Nonnewaug in that 2-3, how Scott Nillette reacts to gameplay.
Well,
if he's going to favor that arch of his right foot or not.
Well, if there's any defense you're going to play that you want to play with an injured foot or something, or ankle like Scott has, is 2-3, because there's not as much movement as in a man-to-man or a 1-3-1 defense.
Also into the game for the Chiefs, number 10, Eric Villanova. Sean Horrigan hitting on that jumper with a smooth release. 12-10. Here's Kyle McEnany.
Good move.
Really beat Sean Horrigan, who was fooled on that defensive end.
Yep, didn't expect Kyle to go up with the left hand there. That's him and Sean Horrigan talking a little bit down there in the paint. Sean Horrigan, really a big talker, Pete. I talked to him while he was at second base. We played them for baseball. Both Horrigan's nice kids, tough competitors. There's Scott Nillette there as we get a close-up of him with Jeremy Greco in the foreground.
Scott Nillette back in the swing of things here as we're tied 12-12 on ETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug Varsity Boys Basketball. Into the game for the Chiefs, number 25, Trevor Chatfield. Here's Eric Villanova. Jeremy Greco with a head fake. Nothing doing. Here's Scott Nillette with his first touch. Nice feed down low. Good.
Like we said, Pete, Kyle McEnany going to be a big factor in tonight's game. Kyle, that's his 6th point of the night, Pete.
Sean Horrigan. Pachota to Giordano.
Nice steal by Villanova, Pete. Nice quick hands by Eric.
Here's Kyle McEnany. Off the mark, tracked down by Scott Nillette. 5:28 to go. Nonnewaug up 14-12.
That's what I was talking about, Pete. Tough to hit jump shots because your gentleman's going, tendency to shoot them a little long, as Kyle did there.
Jeremy Greco off the mark. Here's Matt Bernard down court. He'll pull up. Scott Nillette call for the foul.
Really right there, Pete, is a good example of what Pete Mackey said, saying that Nonnewaug was having a tough time getting back on defense. See, Litchfield got the ball right down the court. Bernard had a nice open jump shot, and he got fouled before he had a chance to release.
Here's Connor Horrigan off the mark. Rebounded by Kyle McEnany. Quickly up to Jeremy Greco, looking to go inside to Trevor Chatfield. Oh, Scott Nillette with a nice feed down low, bounced out of bounds, Nonnewaug ball. As Russ Stutzky will check into the game, replacing Jeremy Greco. Q Lee off duty, helping us out in this first segment of the game. Thanks to Q as he leaves the court. Russ Stutzky, strong move, can't get it to go. He thought he was fouled. Here come the Cowboys, down by 2. Sean Horrigan to his brother Connor. Putting it in the lane, he called for a travel.
Sean Krasinski getting ready to enter here.
Litchfield's 4th turnover of the game.
Sean gonna give Kyle a breather.
Matt, you really haven't heard from Leon Martin much tonight at all, but in past games also.
Yeah, Leon not getting as much playing time as he was at the beginning of the year. Nice backdoor cut by Russ Stutzky there. Good feed by Scott Nillette.
Already, Matt, Scott with 2 great backdoor feeds to players cutting.
And I think something the viewers at home should be looking for, Pete, is Scott Nillette has been setting up at the high post, and Nonnewaug has really been running the offense around him. They get the ball into Scott at the high post, and they run some backdoor picks off him. They tried to hit Villanova on the last one, but they couldn't get in, and that time they got to Stutzke on the opposite side. So Scott really playing a bigger role than we thought in the offense. They're really running it around him. And it's going to be up to him to make some good decisions on when to pass the ball and when not to pass it.
Sean Horrigan. Simon Hunt replacing Scott Nolette, who's probably going to see minimal action tonight, Matt. Oregon's off on the second. Nonnewaug still leading 16-12. Simon Hunt with an open jumper. Go!
That's a good shot for Simon right there. Mid-range jump shot. He's really got a nice touch from there. That's something Simon has really worked on in the offseason, is his jump shot.
3:30 to go. Nonnewaug with their biggest lead of the game, 6 points, 18-12. Oh, Sean Horrigan with a nice move in the lane. Good.
Yeah, nobody fronted him, Pete, there. They let him get inside. And too close, he got the easy hoop.
Oh, Russ Stutzke answers. As you know what, Matt? Number 00 for Litchfield, Kevin Dwan, snuck into the game. We didn't notice him come in. However, folks, he's down low. I just wanted to point that out to you. He snuck in.
He did sneak in.
Snuck right into the game. Another double dribble call. 5th turnover. And Litchfield wants to talk it over. 20-14 Nonnewaug with their biggest lead of the night. 6 points. All right, you see Assistant Principal Mrs. Ford with Miss Jean Wentworth's husband at the game. Supporting the You're on candid camera. That's right, pal. He wants to get off. Alrighty. 2:55 to go, first half. Nonnewaug playing pretty impressively, Matt.
Yeah, the Chiefs coming out to play tonight. Russ Stutzke motioning to the crowd. Let's go, when Litchfield called that timeout. It's something about Litchfield so far.
Errant pass by Russ Stutzke, man.
So far, Pete, is that they've been real sloppy with the ball. At least 3 or 4 double dribble / travel calls so far. And that has helped Nonnewaug get off to a 6-point lead.
Some water on the court. Don Jacobs, coach of the Cowboys, wiping it down. Chiefs are coached by Tim Drakely in his 7th season. Doing a pretty good job this season. His Chiefs are 11-5 and tied for 3rd place in the Berkshire League. Leon Martin into the game for the Chiefs, replacing Trevor Chatfield. Bernard is guarded by Martin. Bernard looking to drive baseline, gets it in, takes advantage of the freshman.
Leon, yeah, that's right, Pete. Leon let something happen there that he can't let happen. Kyle McEnany is going to enter the game for Leon right now. He had Bernard in the corner, as Bernard's going to get that hoop and the foul.
Simon Hunt with an unneeded foul, as you saw Jeremy Greco hustle back to contest the shot of Bernard, made a miss. And then Simon goes and puts a bad foul on there.
Yeah, bad foul by Simon. Going back to the play before, Pete, Leon had Bernard trapped in the corner, and he let him juke him and go baseline on him. That's something you cannot let him do. You have to take baseline away, force him to the middle of the court, where then your defense could kind of converge on him. But Leon, bad mistake there, let him get baseline. Really, when you're in the corner, you're really dead trapped.
Right, and Leon taking the seat as Kyle McEnany comes in with 2:15 to go. Nonnewaug with that 20-18 lead, haven't scored in the last minute and a half. As Matt Bernard will go to the line to try to convert on a 3-point play.
If he does this, Pete, the last 5 points will be scored by him as he missed the free throw.
Litchfield 0 for 3 from the line tonight. Here's Kyle McEnany. Litchfield back into that man-to-man. Here's Rustutsky trying to create off the dribble. Air ball thrown up. Tossed around, controlled by Krasinski. Stutsky's gonna give it another shot. Finger rolls it in.
Russ sticking with the baseline there. That's his 9th point of the evening. So a quiet 9 points for Stutsky.
Mark Jacobs thinking about the shot. Gets it in the hands of Sean Horgan. Driving baseline, puts it off glass and in. He took what Simon Hunt gave him, and he made him pay.
Yeah, really a good move there by Litchfield. Another point about Litchfield, Pete, they're sporting the Villanova uniforms with Cowboys written on the rear end.
Oh, blocked away, Matt Bernard. But a foul called before that. Foul called on number 20, Mark Jacobs. So we've got about a minute to go. First half, Nonnewaug with a 22-20 lead.
Oh, in and out. Right around the rim.
Brian Rowe into the game for the Cowboys, number 23. You're right about the Litchfield uniforms, Matt. They're very sharp. Krasinski misses again, but there's Jeremy Greco to follow it up. Jeremy's 4th point of the night.
Big hoop by Jeremy there. Sean missed both free throws. They got the 2 points back with Jeremy's conversion on the layup. So unless Litchfield, Pete, puts together a little run here in the remaining 40 seconds, Nonnewaug might go into halftime, probably will, with a 4-point lead, 24-20.
Jump ball called. Nonnewaug possession. One thing I noticed about Sean Horgan with the ball control, if you could get your hand on the ball when he's driving to the lane, he leaves it up and is vulnerable to a steal. So that's what Nonnewaug's going to try to do the rest of the game, because Horgan's just taking it to the hoop at will.
Really loose with the dribble, Pete. Doesn't keep the ball close to the body, doesn't protect the ball. When you're a ball handler, that's your #1 goal, is to protect the ball and make good passes.
There's Rustutsky. Good with 10 seconds to go. Nonnewaug up 6 points, biggest lead of the game. There's Matt Bernard with 5 seconds, driving in. Spin move, off glass, nice play for Bernard as Simon Hunt throws it down court. And that's gonna do it for the first half. Nonnewaug with an impressive 26-22 lead here at halftime. You watch the players walk off the court. As really, you gotta hand it to the Chiefs, Matt. Doing a heck of a job here first quarter.
First half, Pete. And yes, they've done a great job. Come out, showing that they are here to play tonight. And it looks like either team is gonna live with the bounce this evening.
Alrighty, as we're gonna go to a wide shot there. And we're gonna get set for the halftime show here on NEAT TV.
Cheerleaders on the floor, Pete, gonna do their thing.
As we're gonna get the statistics for both teams. But first we're gonna take a look at the Nonnewaug cheerleaders. Alrighty, nice job by the cheerleaders there. As we're here at halftime, thanks for joining us on NETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. Let's run through the first half scoring. First for the Chiefs leading the way, Russ Stutzky with 11 points and 1 rebound. Kyle McEnany 6 points. Simon Hunt with 4 points. Sean Krasinski with 1 point and Jeremy also with 4 points. Leading the way for the Chiefs in the rebound department. What else is new? Jeremy Greco with 5 rebounds, Matt.
Okay, for Litchfield, it'll be Bernard with 8 points leading the way for them. He's really going to be the guy to contest with. I was talking to McEnany before in Spanish class today, and he said they didn't see a lot of Bernard in the first time they played. I think he got 3 fouls on him real quick. But McEnany said he is good, and he'll be a force to contend with. A little something that we left out of our pregame show. Also, the 2 Horgan brothers with 6 and 4 points, and Piachota, or however you say that, has pitched in a bucket. So only 4 scores for Litchfield.
4 scores and 7 Cs. As we're at halftime, Nonnewaug with that 26-22 lead here on ETV. Let's run through some of the other statistics as we've got papers flying all over the place. Nonnewaug 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Litchfield 0 for 3. Turnovers, Nonnewaug with 2. Litchfield with 5.
Yeah, turnovers going to be the key to the game as the game gets later on. Litchfield doing a horrible job protecting the ball so far in this game, and Nonnewaug taking advantage of it. Nonnewaug still with some turnovers of their own, but not as bad as the Cowboys have been.
Matt, what do you think of the crowd tonight? A pretty poor showing by the Nonnewaug student body.
Yeah, really, I don't know, my dad always tells me that you never turn a basketball game on to the last 2 minutes because that's when it gets exciting. So maybe the fans will come rolling in around that time, but yeah, I'm surprised. I thought we'd have a real packed gym, and I think without an announcement at the end of school today, that might have contributed to people not really knowing about the game. We did say that morning announcement right before people left school would have been a nice reminder.
Hopefully, if you're home right now and you live within 10-15 minutes of the gym, come on down, support the Chiefs in the second half, which should be great. Nonnewaug with the 4-point lead right now. Their largest lead of the game was 6 points. Matt, what are some of the things the Chiefs are going to have to do to keep playing well in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to have to get Scott involved a little bit more on the scoring end. So far, they've been running the offense around him. And, of course, Russ Stutzky continue what he's doing. He's got 11 points. Look for him to have about 20. He really does need to have that if the Chiefs are going to have a chance. Plus, get Greco involved a little bit more and keep getting the ball inside to McEnany. He's had a couple nice moves tonight, and it looks like he wants to score. So Kyle is going to be a big factor. Him against Bernard down the stretch.
Right, I definitely agree with you, Matt. Scott and Alette adding that added spark the Chiefs need in the game. Once again, Scott and Alette coming back after a deep bruise in the arch of his right foot tonight. 3 games he sat out. He's back tonight. Alrighty, we're here at an ETV halftime show between the Litchfield Cowboys and the Nonnewaug Chiefs. Once again, on the line tonight, if Nonnewaug can win, they'll move into a second place tie in the Berkshire League. However, if they do lose, they'll fall back to 5th place. So, a definite, important game for the Chiefs tonight. As we're probably wrapping up our halftime show, Matt and I are going to go grab a drink as we always do to rejuvenate our voices. Once again, thanks for joining us here on ETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. Matt Pilato and Peter Ventresca, glad to bring it to you as long as the rest of the technical crew. We're going to go to a wide shot. We'll be back with the start of the 3rd quarter. Nonnewaug leading 26-22. Hectic situation at halftime, Ben. Ben will be here next year with Kieran Valla. But right now, we got a boys' game. A big game.
Big game. Russ Stutzky coming out real big. 11 points on the night. He's played excellent all tonight. A couple of missed layups in the middle of the first quarter, but other than that, the Chiefs has been really unstoppable.
Alrighty, Matt's gonna come over and kick you out when he sees you up here. There he goes. Alrighty, we're set to start. Second half between the Litchfield Cowboys and your Nonnewaug Chiefs.
I see Ben Levy, Pete, trying to get as much varsity time as he can. Well, you know what, Paul? You're gonna have to wait till next year when me and the PV is out of here.
Alrighty, all the starters on the floor to start the second half. Nonnewaug with that 4-point lead.
Crowd is filing in.
Again, as we said before, you know, could be the biggest game in Nonnewaug history in the last 4 years, Matt.
Yep.
Oh, there's Jeremy Greco slapping away. He's got Simon Hunt if he sees him. Finds him in the corner. Hunt, jumper, no good. Tapped around, controlled by Sean Horrigan. Matt Bernard caught in the corner. Throws a skip pass, cross court.
Brian Tulloch back in the game, Pete. Had 3 fouls in the first half.
Tulloch off on that. Russ Stutzky with already 11.
Nice shot.
Sweet shot for Stutzky, 13 on the night.
That was, I think, the best shot he's made all year. Really, that had such nice touch on it. And did a little splash to finish it off.
Oh, Bernard with the ball fake. Sean Krasinski not fooled. 6:40 to go, third quarter. Nonnewaug 28-22. No one there. Bernard with the putback.
Well, Bernard is going to be the key factor Nonnewaug's going to have to focus on defense. However, the Chiefs have been doing a good job staying at home, staying with their man on defense, not letting Litchfield get too many easy looks.
Kyle McInerney, as they say, hacked in the act. Bombarded by 2 Cowboy defenders. Kyle will go to the line to shoot 2. Nonnewaug 1 for 4 from the foul line in the first half. Neither team shooting very well from the free throw line tonight.
No, free throws have not been falling. Kyle will make this one. Usually when you back rim the first attempt, you know that you just got to take a little bit less off at the second time. And your second free throw is always a much easier one than your first, because you just took a shot and you kind of know the rhythm. You get a feel for the shot.
Simon Hunt squeaking it loose. Ahead to Russ Stutzky. Off glass and in. Great job by Hunt, Greco, and Stutzky to finish.
Now right there, that kind of effort is going to get a 20-second timeout by Litchfield. And it's that kind of effort, Pete, that proves and shows that Nonnewaug is here to play tonight. If they had come out flat, they would have went after the ball, probably would have got a jump ball, but they never would have gotten a wide open layup as Jeremy pushed that ball ahead to Stutzky.
.5:52 to go, third quarter. Nonnewaug with that impressive 31-24 lead here. Basically playing a lot better than the Cowboys.
Yeah, they are.
Oregon looking for Bernard. Scott Nillette back into the game for the Chiefs.
Bernard travels a lot, Pete. It's not a travel. He really stretches the rule to the max.
There's Tulloch off the mark. Tulloch with 3 fouls. There's a nice feed. Broken up by Bernard. Great court awareness by Stutzky.
Nice pass from us. They're trying to find Kyle.
5:35 to go. Nonnewaug 31. Litchfield 24. There's Tulloch down low. Coach Don Jacobs of the Cowboys, looking very similar to, I just had his name in my head, I forgot it. Larry Brown, NBA coach. Can you picture that?
Yeah, I could see a little resemblance there. Hopefully the Litchfield coach doesn't know as much about basketball as Larry Brown does. It's Nonnewaug being for a little more of a battle than they had been so far.
Oh, Scott Nillette following Jeremy Greco's shot. Greco fouled in the action. Nonnewaug 2 for 6, Matt, from the free throw line tonight.
I could hear you guzzling down your soda, Pete.
Yeah, I've got to keep liquid flowing through my vocal cords. I'm known to get hoarse every once in a while.
This game is shaping up for a real great finish, Pete. You know that Litchfield is going to put together a little run somewhere along the line, as Bernard just hit a 3-pointer. And Nonnewaug's gonna have to weather the storm.
It's gonna be Nonnewaug ball. Jeremy Greco driving to the hole.
Bernard with 11 points, Pete.
There's Kyle McEnany after a great feed by Hunt. Rattles around, good. (34-27), Chiefs on top. Opening up a 7-point lead, biggest of the night. Oh, there's Kyle McEnany, strong move. Can't get that one to go. Saved by Bernard. Horrigan up to Horrigan. Twin brothers on the Litchfield team tonight, folks. As this is NEAT TV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. Over the back, foul called on number 23, Brian Rowe, for Litchfield. 3:49 to go, third quarter. Scott Nollet gets it into Russ Stutzky. Stutzky guarded by Sean Horrigan. Russ with 13 points tonight. Follows his shot, good. Sean Horrigan running down the court in disgust. He knew he should have boxed out Stutzky, who got that easy follow-up. 36-27, Chiefs with that 9-point lead.
Russ Stutzky, Pete, with 17 points so far in tonight's game, just over halfway through the third quarter.
Hey, and in a big game, you go to your big guns. Russ Stutzky, Scott Nollet, Jeremy Greco, Simon Hunt, basically everybody.
Well, Russ is doing a lot more this game than I think in any other, Pete. He's just really, you know, got himself better looks at the hoop. He's really taken a lot more high percentage shots. He's only shot a couple balls from the outside. And Russ dangerous from beyond the arc as well as in the arc.
Horrigan hitting 2. Russ attended the Brandeis Babson College Division III basketball game last night with his father, so maybe he picked up some tips from some of those Division III basketball players. Playing like it tonight. Touch foul called on Simon Hunt. And there's Jeremy's parents, Jeremy with the shot on that last play. Russ Stutzky with a well-deserved rest on the bench, hearing it from the home crowd. Eric Villanova into the game. Oregon with some fancy ball movement. No good, and rebounded by Villanova.
Nonnewaug with a chance to go up 10 points, Pete, for the first time this evening.
Scott Nollet with a definite hop in his step, man. He's just he's playing really well. .228 to go. Scott Nollet controlling the ball. Oh, nice ball fake. Kyle Mackey is going to take the shot. And he hesitated, Matt, before he took it.
Yep.
Great defense there by Scott. Clean block by Sean Horrigan. 2:01 to go here, third quarter. Nonnewaug again, Matt, with that 9-point lead. Looking to move over the double-digit mark.
Travel.
Crucial juncture in this game if you're Litchfield, Matt. Down by 9 right now. You don't want to be down too much going into the fourth quarter.
Villanova got nailed. They tried to run a backdoor alley-oop to Bernard there. The pass was horrible, but Nonnewaug had it defended.
Yeah, little Eric Villanova there, bashed down by the bigger Matt Bernard. Eric, a great ball handler, probably the point guard of the future for the Chiefs. Eric only a sophomore. John Pachota into the game for the Cowboys. 38-29, ETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball here. With 1:40 to go, third quarter, Chiefs on top. There's Connor Horrigan, guarded by Simon Hunt. Brian Rowe with the ball, guarded by Villanova. Rowe trying to go baseline, nothing doing. And he's going to be called for the travel. Sean Krasinski in for Kyle. There's Scott Nillette inbounding the ball. Looks like Drakely is electing to hold the ball for the final minute of this quarter, Matt. Trying to burn some time off the clock.
I think that's an okay move.
In this situation,
Yeah, with a 9-point lead, I think that's a good move. But Nonnewaug, as we know, has not been very effective at all running that delay offense. So I wouldn't stay in it too long, but I think with the minute and under left in the third quarter, up 9, I think that's a good time for it. When you start to get in trouble is when you try to start to run that from 5 minutes, 4 minutes left in a quarter. And you just can't expect high school players to be able to, slow the game down that much without making a mistake. But they should be able to handle it if it's only for a minute.
Nonnewaug in that triangle offense. Almost a backcourt violation. There's Jeremy Greco. Scott Nillette with his foot on the baseline. Turnover for the Chiefs. "18 seconds. Let's see how Litchfield operates down the stretch. Down low to Bernard, who's been their big gun tonight.
Travel. He's walking all the way to bank with that one, Pete.
He's walking all the way to the land of Oz, Matt, down the yellow brick road here.
And that's the first time they caught him on it, but he has done that all night long.
Alrighty, here's the Chiefs with 9.8 seconds to go. Eric Villanova down low, Sean Krasinski. The bucket. Nonnewaug with that 11-point lead. 2 seconds, 1 second at the buzzer. No good. Sean Horrigan off the mark. So we're here at the end of 3. Nonnewaug with that 40-29 lead. In the past, Nonnewaug has come out in the third quarter, looked poor, but a strong quarter for the Chiefs.
Yep, Nonnewaug really exploded there in the third quarter, Pete. Like you said, up 11 points, and that's a nice cushion to have going into the fourth quarter. Litchfield is going to make a run. We don't know when, but Nonnewaug has got to be able to weather the storm.
Alrighty, let's take a look at some of the statistics here in the second half.
Russ with 17, I think.
Yeah, Russ with 17. Jeremy Greco with 7. Kyle McEnany with...
where am I looking, Pete? Right here?
Right here.
With 6 and 3 is 9.
6 and 3 is 9. Sean Krasinski with 3. So we're going to take you back to live action. This is NETV's coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. Litchfield opens up in a man-to-man. Jacobs, Bernard, Horrigan, and Pachota. Nonnewaug commits the turnover, and that's not something you want the Chiefs to do here early fourth quarter. Villanova, Hunt, Greco, Krasinski, and Scott Nillette. First game back from the injury. X-rays were negative for Scott.
Oh, man.
Big shot by senior Mark Jacobs. Nonnewaug starting to play sloppy, and Horrigan will be called for the foul.
It's going to be 1 and 1, so wow, Nonnewaug already in the 1 and 1 here right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Every foul from now on will result in free throws for the Chiefs.
40-32. Nonnewaug with that 8-point lead. Simon Hunt gets it to go. The senior comes up big. 42-32, Nonnewaug with that nice 10-point cushion.
Be careful here. Chiefs have got to be careful. Up 10. Look for a Litchfield run coming up. Studsky and Hunt both on the bench for the Chiefs. Litchfield's going to mount one. Now would be the time.
Jacobs can't get that one to go. 7 minutes to go for the Chiefs as the coaches are pleading that they slow it down. Turnover. Third of the quarter. And Litchfield converts. Sean Horrigan with the layup. And Coach Don Jacobs wants to talk it over.
Good play there by, was it Sean Horrigan, Pete? Greco holding the ball with both hands above his head, took one hand off the ball to call the play, and he knocked it away from him.
Alrighty, so a crucial juncture for both teams here in this game. Nonnewaug with a 42-34 lead with 6:48 to go. Nonnewaug playing for a second place tie in the Berkshire League. You never know, maybe they can get a first place in the Berkshire League. Gilbert with an impressive mark of 13-2. Nonnewaug not playing Gilbert the rest of the way. However, they have a big matchup against Housatonic in their final game of the season. Hoosie, as it stands right now, has an 11-4 record, tied with Litchfield for second place. Nonnewaug and Northwestern at 11-5, tied for third in the Berkshire League. After tonight, Nonnewaug has 3 games to go. Home against Chappaq, home against Lewis Mills, and senior night. Scott Nolette lands on that ankle, and it's still pretty tender. You could tell. And then, like I said, the final game of the season at Housatonic. Scott Nolette pleading to stay in, but Coach Drakely wants him to take a seat on the bench.
Yep. Especially if he hurts it a little bit like that, give him a rest for 2 or 3 minutes, then put him in so he can make that last run, that last 4 or 5 minute run to the end of the game. So keep those feet fresh.
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to have to watch out for a strong play down the stretch by Matt Bernard. Matt already leading the way for the Cowboys. He seems to be their go-to player.
Yeah, there he is right there. You're right, Pete. Look for them to get the ball into him. Something key for Nonnewaug here would be to keep the pressure up, force a turnover. Litchfield almost throwing the ball away 2 times in a row right there.
There's Bernard, folks. Chipping away at the lead, now 6. Watch out for another turnover. Sloppy play, but there's Kyle Mackin, and he's blocked by Bernard. So the senior coming up big.
Better get Studsky and Hunt back in.
Oregon, no good. Rebounded by Greco. Traveling. And why are the Chiefs running it, Matt? Why are they running that? Running it up the court like that?
Well, you know what it is? It's a little confusion because Russ, their leader, and Simon, 2 starters, weren't in the game. And that, you know, when you take 2 stars out of once, you lose a little bit of your flow. And just looked like it wasn't the right mix of Chiefs on the floor right then at that point in time.
Once again, Bernard called for that traveling. Not happy about.
Well, he's not, because when he plays up there at Litchfield High School, he's not going to get called for it. But down here, referee's doing a good job.
this game is really going to test what Nonnewaug has learned down the stretch of games. I mean, they've made mistakes earlier this season that has cost them some ball games against Gilbert, against that triple overtime loss to Thomaston. Like you said, Matt, this game is shaping up to be another one of those classics.
Yeah, it really is.
As it stands right now, folks, we've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Nonnewaug with a 42-36 lead. Offensive foul. And you've really seen some sloppy play in these last couple of minutes from the Chiefs.
Yeah, we really have. Chiefs have opened the door wide open for Litchfield to walk through. Something key for the Chiefs here would be a 20-second timeout by Coach Drakely just to kind of settle things down, restore a little confidence in his players. I'm sure you'll see that if Litchfield gets a basket here.
Yeah, Drakely's got to.
Chiefs fail to answer.
Drakely's got to reiterate to the guys, you've got to play with confidence, but smarts down the stretch.
Right.
Because that's something they haven't shown in some of these games. As you have it there, Litchfield wants to talk it over. Coach Don Jacobs, a.k.a. Larry Brown, corralling his Cowboys with 4:30 to go, folks. 42-36, Nonnewaug on top.
Pete, I don't remember what game that was. I don't remember what game that was at the beginning of the year. Didn't we lose a heartbreaker at home to Northwest, maybe?
No, it was to Gilbert, Matt. At one point
to
loss.
Gilbert. What am I thinking?
Right.
To Gilbert. And Pete, just think about that. Think if they win the Gilbert game and they win the Thomaston triple overtime game, a game they definitely should have won against Thomaston.
Right.
Look at, you're sitting here instead of, what are we, 11-5?
11-5.
You're sitting at 13-3.
Right behind Gilbert.
One
Second
game
place
behind. One
in the
game
Berkshire
behind.
League. You see this, see the time remaining, 4:30, Nonnewaug up 42-36. Here on ETV's live coverage of Nonnewaug varsity boys basketball. So as the players come back out on the court, we're gonna join the action live. And so the cameraman and production crew doing a great job, as always, again tonight in a big game.
Well, the Chiefs, Pete, have decided to make it interesting for us and their fans here in this one. And, you know, just about the whole season.
And everybody watching at home, man, on ETV.
Yep.
We appreciate all the support for ETV, TNL, some of the live broadcasts we do, wrestling. Definitely a strong communications program here at the high school. Some bumps in the road.
Bernard traveled again. They didn't call it that time.
3:58 to go.
It's that same move he does every time. He takes one step and then fouls it with two more and goes up with a shot. And he's good at it. I'll give him credit for it. He's good at it, but it is a travel.
There's Russ Stutzky. In and out. Kyle McEnany with the rebound and the bucket. Big shot for Kyle. And he knows it.
Yeah. That's just what the Chiefs needed right there. Litchfield had him on the ropes a little bit, ready to climb right back in the game. And a three-point play here by McEnany will stretch the lead back to 7.
Nonnewaug 5 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. Litchfield 2 for 5. Kyle can't get it to go, but Millette there for the putback. 46-38. Nonnewaug getting 4 points in that last trip. Putting the pressure back to Litchfield.
Yep. Nonnewaug got the best of both worlds there.
Horrigan off the mark, a wild shot. With 3 minutes to go, Nonnewaug with an 8-point lead again. Oh, Russ Stutzky spin move.
Oh, God.
Taking it strong. No foul called. Battling for the rebound. White ball.
Wow, Pete. See the excitement starting to mount here in the gym. Everybody knows what is on the line.
Why don't you let the people know again, Matt?
Well, Pete, a win here will put us into second place in the Berkshire lead. Tied with Litchfield.
Uzi.
And Housatonic, right? Nonnewaug open up the lead throughout the game, but you can just see it that this Litchfield squad is not done yet. And we're gonna be in for a great finish. Just under 3 minutes to play. Nonnewaug up 8, 46-38.
Senior Chris Dennis checking into the game, replacing Mark Jacobs. So Litchfield down by 8 with 2:42 to go. They feed it down low to Bernard, skips out of bounds. Another turnover for the Cowboys. Slapped away by Sean Horrigan. Controlled by Denise. Looks to be a three-point specialist. Over the back foul on Sean Horrigan.
One more foul and it'll be double bonus. McEnany will shoot the 1-and-1 here.
Teams want to talk it over. With 2:22 to go, Nonnewaug leading by 8.
Steve Stutsky for the Booster Club doing the music here in the gym, does a great job. Really, you're gonna miss the environment at these games when we leave next year, but I'm sure college will have a lot of exciting things in line for us.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Matt, I know you're attending Wheaton College, first choice.
Most likely, Peter.
Playing baseball, I presume?
Yes.
I myself hope to get into Syracuse University. However, I haven't heard from them yet, and I'm playing the waiting game, which is quite stressful.
Yeah, it is stressful.
Talking about some more stressful things. Right now, Kyle McEnany at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Can't get the first, and rebounded by Bernard. So Litchfield still has life if Nonnewaug continues to miss those free throws. Here's Denise in the corner. Looks to be their three-point specialist. They're trying to set picks to get him open. Kyle McEnany with a silly foul.
Yep.
With really 1:57 to go, folks.
One more, and the Chiefs will put Litchfield in the 1-and-1. Don't want to do that. That gives them a chance to get some points without any time running off the clock. We want to keep the Cowboys off the line here. Still anyone's game, but Nonnewaug with a comfortable 8-point lead.
Off the mark, Denise forcing up a shot. Another over-the-back foul called on the Chiefs with 1:40 to go. And they don't want to be fouling right now. That's extending the game, taking Litchfield's worst enemy out of it, which is time.
Yep. Good point, Pete.
Nonnewaug wants to talk it over. Good move by Coach Drakely, again, to reiterate how his team should play down the stretch.
Yeah, Pete, and just an example for everybody at home. I was watching the Rutgers game on ESPN the other night, and the Rutgers were up 8 points in overtime with just under 2 minutes to go, and they wound up losing that game to Seton Hall. So just an example of what can happen here. Chiefs in a very similar situation. And at any time, Litchfield can go on one of those quick 6-0 runs and get themselves right back in the game.
One thing that's different with high school, Matt, no shot clock, so teams can hold on to the ball as long as they want. Where in college levels and NBA, they got that shot clock. They're forced to put a shot down, or they'll get a violation called. Brian Tulloch misses from the line. Sean Horrigan, let me call for the reach-in foul.
Russell fouled out of the game, Pete. I don't know if we noticed that. Scoreboard was indicating 5 fouls on Russell. So he's going in, and I mean, that plays right into the hands of Litchfield, who's going to try to put the pressure on here at the end of the game. And with with Russell not handling the ball, it's going to make it that much easier.
Here's Eric Villanova missing his first shot.
Get in. There we go.
Matt, I think you willed that one in. 47-38, Nonnewaug with the 9-point lead. Here's Denise looking for a three-pointer, good. 6-point lead for the Chiefs. 1:19 to go. Giordano in for the Cowboys. Now, if you're the Cowboys, who do you want to foul?
You want to foul Villanova or... Oh,
Nolette.
I mean, I don't know.
Villanova or Nolette.
Probably.
Even though Scott's a great player, he's been shaky from the free throw line this season. He'll be the first to admit that.
Yeah.
Fouling Villanova, putting him back on the line.
So Villanova put in kind of a tough spot here. Litchfield will most likely foul him every time he gets the ball. And only a sophomore being asked to carry the Chiefs for the final 2 minutes of the game with the absence of Stutzky, who fouled out. You know what's unbelievable, Pete? I was just talking about that Rutgers game. And one of the factors that contributed to the Seton Hall comeback was that Rutgers' best players fouled out in the overtime. So let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Sean Horrigan with a strong move. And Litchfield wants to call timeout. 48-43, Chiefs on top with 50.4 seconds to go. Litchfield, timeout.
Well, listen to me. Possession arrow favoring Litchfield, rather. And some faces in the gym must be Litchfield fans that I don't recognize.
Yep. See the Nonnewaug High School cheerleaders. Just want to make note of some of the Berkshire League leading scorers. Tim Russell from Lewis Mills averaging 20.2 points per game, followed by John Canole of Northwestern, averaging 19.9 points per game, and third in the Berkshire League, Mark Lyon of Chappaqua, who we'll see next Friday night, averaging 19.2. Getting the ball into Jeremy Greco.
Good job, Litchfield, getting that foul with only about a second running off the clock.
9/10, Matt.
To be exact, Peter.
48-43, Nonnewaug with that 5-point lead. So once again,
seems like it's always coming down to free throws, Pete. Always coming down to those candy points from the line. All right, a basket here will make it a 3-possession game. This a much bigger free throw than I think people might think.
Greco hits it. 50-43, Nonnewaug again with that 7-point lead, Matt. 3-possession game. Nonnewaug in that press. Getting into the ball, Horrigan. Sean Horrigan. He's going to pull up and take a long three. Off the mark, and there's Trevor Chatfield with the rebound. Stolen by Giordano.
Go, Simon, go. Wanted Simon, when he got that ball, to take it and just run with it, dribble with it, get it away from people so they couldn't foul him. Take as much time off the clock as he could. So let's look at things here, Pete. Even with these 2 free throws, Litchfield, it'll still be a 3-possession game. Litchfield can still tie it with 3 threes. With 33 seconds left to go, but not likely.
That won't help.
With a 7-point lead, Pete, they're still in it.
Hunt missing. And Nollet with the rebound. He'll be fouled. Nonnewaug controlling the glass late in the game.
Yeah, well, shame on Litchfield. You're right, Pete. They have done a horrendous job boxing out, and the Chiefs really gotten in there. One of the key plays I can remember is when Kyle got the basket and the foul, and he missed the shot. Simon was right there to foul it up. And that's something that you can't let happen. I mean, they set up the lines on the free throw. You know, when the kids set up, they always give the team that doesn't have the ball inside position. They always give them inside position so they can get that rebound. And if you don't box out, I mean, shame on you.
Matt Bernard for Litchfield leading the way with 15 points and 4 rebounds. However, he's on the bench. Scott hits it. Nonnewaug now 9 for 22 from the free throw line.
Not very good free throw shooting, but
Kyle McEnany on the floor, forcing the jump ball. It will be Litchfield possession. .3 seconds to go. Litchfield's going to have to look to get it up quick. The crowd getting into it down the stretch. Rebounded by Jeremy Greco. Foul called. Greco will go to the line to shoot 2. And it looks like the poor free throw shooting by the Chiefs is not going to help them. Excuse me, it's not going to hurt them tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't help them either. Didn't help them tonight.
Yeah, it
didn't hurt them.
Fans looking for referee to tee up Connor Horrigan.
You see the fans getting into the game as Greco hits that shot.
If he makes this one, it's over.
Missed it.
But it's going to be over anyway, Pete. Even with a miss here, Litchfield is not going to foul the Chiefs.
There's Jacobs with an open 3. Good. 52-46. Nonnewaug, all they have to do is get it in. And that does it.
They did it. They did it, Pete.
Nonnewaug with a big win here tonight as they storm the court. And you know it was a big win for the Chiefs, winning 52-46 in what could have been the biggest win in the last 4 years here in Nonnewaug.
Definitely.
So Matt, quickly, the end of that game, the poor free throw shooting didn't hurt the Chiefs. How do you think they played down the stretch?
Well, I think they did what they had to do, Pete. They opened up that lead, and they did not let Litchfield back in the game. They held them off. They did a good job, and they deserved to win tonight. They played better than the Cowboys did, and the score reflects that. Nice 6-point win.
So, as we're going to be joined here in the post-game show, Matt and I will bring it to you in a little bit. Nonnewaug winning 52-46. So we're going to run through some of the statistics. Thank you for joining us. A great game, a big win for the Nonnewaug Chiefs, 52-46, improving to 12-5 and dropping the Litchfield Cowboys to 11-5. All right, let's run through some of the leading scores tonight. First for the Chiefs, leading the way, Russ Stutzky with 17 points. He was quiet in the fourth quarter. However, Russ still leading the way. Kyle McEnany and Jeremy Greco both with 11. Simon Hunt with 8. Sean Krasinski with 3. Scott Nollet with 1 point, but some big assists tonight. On the rebounding end, Scott Nollet 6 rebounds, Jeremy Greco 9, and Simon Hunt 4.
It's the second time this year, Pete, that Jeremy has missed a double-double by 1 rebound. And that's tough, but if you look at the scores, what you just read, Greco, McEnany, Hunt, and Stutzky, you know, Simon with 8, the others in 3 in double digits. That's really some nice balanced scoring there for the Chiefs, and that's what you need to have. You can't have 1 or 2 guys carry the load. They really distributed the points amongst a lot of people, and that definitely helped them. As for the Cowboys, Matt Bernard led the way with 15, a really nice post player we saw. Didn't get to see him a lot up at Litchfield, but he showed us some things tonight. Sean Horrigan following him with 12 points. Then his brother, Connor Horrigan, with 4. Jacobs with 3, and Piachota with the basket. So Nonnewaug holding only 5 Cowboys to scoring points tonight, and overall good performance by the Chiefs.
Yeah, overall good performance for the Chiefs. Matt, you talked about it in the pregame show. You predicted a Nonnewaug win. They came out tonight, played impressive from start to finish, winning 52 to 46. From the free throw line, Nonnewaug shot 10 for 24. A poor showing for the Chiefs, however, it didn't hurt them. Litchfield, on the other hand, 2 for 6. Not getting that many attempts.
Yeah, Nonnewaug did a good job keeping Litchfield off the line. Whenever I played Litchfield, either on Park and Rec or whenever, watched them play, they're a very good free throw shooting team. And Nonnewaug, kind of kept them away from one of their strengths, and that definitely helped with the win.
Alrighty, folks. Final thoughts on the game. Nonnewaug winning 52-46, improving to 12-5. Litchfield dropping to 11-5. Nonnewaug tied for second place in the Berkshire League, as we've got a lot of fans in front of the booth distracting us on our post-game show, but a lot of jubilation in the gym, Matt. Final thoughts.
Just a great basketball game altogether. Not too many fouls, not too many stoppages in the games, and basically the better team won tonight, Pete, and I'm glad it was our Chiefs.
Alrighty, folks. Quick reminder, Friday the 18th, home against Chappaqua, then Tuesday the 22nd, senior night against Lewis Mills, and then finishing off the season very well could be a deciding game up at Housatonic on the 25th. Once again, the Chiefs win it. Russ Stutzky leading the way with 17 points, 52-46, Nonnewaug winning. Second place in the Berkshire League. For Matt Parlato, Q Lee, and everybody who helped out on the production, I'm Peter Ventresca. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you Friday for Chappaqua and Nonnewaug.